Hello Taurus, this is Olivia from DOS Tarot. I'm here to do your reading for July the 13th through the 18th. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to do the layout before I turn on the camera. And then I will go ahead and describe here what it looks like to me. It looks like there's something when I say the Emperor, I don't think of like a king or a queen. I think of somebody that's very powerful and important. And with him showing up in your first layout or your first card for your layout, it tells me that you're in the process or beginning some kind of important project or something very important to you. It's like, it almost feels like you're on a path of some sort and you want to either continue it or you want to start it. I can't tell at this point if it's new or old. But it looks like because of that, there's some kind of organizing in your life that needs to get started before you even begin. Or that's kind of what I feel. It's like there needs to be some kind of balance. You need to be prepared, in other words. It's like you're getting yourself prepared for something that's very important in your life. And it's like walking a path. Now with the Two of Cups here, this could be a new beginning of a romantic relationship. Or it just could be a partner. And then sometimes it might just be somebody that wants to walk beside you. Let's say this is some kind of special project. Maybe they want to be a part of it. And then with the Page of Wands in reverse, I know it means that there's bad news coming, but I think it means a little bit more than that here. I think because I'm thinking that this is important. It's got to get started. You may have somebody that wants to be there with you on it. But with him interrupting, it almost feels like a distraction. Or it feels like there's some kind of, not so much a distraction, but it's like it's trying to get you off track maybe. I don't trust it, in other words. I don't feel like there's trust in whatever this is. The message that could be delivered has got something to do with the soul because of the wands. But it also just might mean you're not ready for this. If this is a romantic situation, for instance, you're not ready for it. So together, these two would be some kind of distraction. And especially, even with the way I parked this is in the tower, in the upright, it could be something as simple as that, which is not simple necessarily, but if this is a spiritual path, I could see this being an interruption. Because as soon as people see you shine and your light is on and they can feel a difference in you and, they know that you're speaking the truth when you talk, this is when things that are no good for us try to get in our path to stop us. That's kind of the way it feels. I'm just saying. So let's roll with it for right now. And then the Wheel of Fortune, of course, this talks about being on the right path. Because whatever you've done, you've earned this. And let's say you were off your path and now you're back on it. Or either you just started your path, whatever that might be for you. This is good because this is the divine saying, yes, you're back on the right path. And look at how these two, when you look at it, they're both wheels. He's got that zodiac wheel in the back and then the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of interesting. So it's like a guarantee that, yes, you're on the right path now. But now comes the Fool. Now the Fool is somebody that, to me, it kind of correlates to this. Like, you're going to be, if you get involved in something when you're on such an important path or project or whatever this is to you, it seems like this is like you're being a fool by getting involved in this because you've already committed to making your path here. I think it's either spiritual. I don't know for sure. It'll mean more to you than me. But I feel like it's more of a spiritual path. So be careful about this romance. And then something about a broken heart you're in the process, or whoever this is for, which I think this is all you so far, Taurus, but we'll see. Somebody's on the mend. It just seems like somebody's been through a lot. And you know what? When you look at it crossways here, if this is somebody that's just coming in to do some interruption of some sort, it's almost like they want to... It's like you already know what this kind of energy is, and you don't want it anymore because you're still healing from something prior to this reading. Let's go ahead and clarify the Emperor first of all. Let's see, what exactly is this that's going on here? Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so appropriate, because with this card here, the way I read it is, yeah, somebody's leaving. They're leaving something that wasn't emotionally fulfilling, but also there's more than one path. In this path, they could just be looking for that extra cup. But to me, when it's in the reverse, they're taking a spiritual path. It is a spiritual path. That's what I feel. And it talks about being a spiritual path when it's in reverse. All right, let's get one more card for that. You might miss an opportunity. And you know what? It's a material opportunity. If you're on the spiritual path, what good is the material things going to help? I think you're okay with missing an opportunity. All right, let's clarify the Two of Cups. This talks about someone's watching to see what this is about. And it could be you, Taurus, watching a situation because you know you're on your path. And you know if it is a spiritual path, you know that you have to watch, because you know there's, for some reason, when people know you're on a spiritual path, it's like they come out of the woodwork. And you're watching for that. And it might be legit, but let's see. You might even have to take some time to look at this in a different perspective, because you're on your spiritual path, you have to be careful, and you know that. You know that. So you're going to have to look at this situation before you just act like a fool and jump in. You're not going to do that. And maybe that's something you've done in the past. You didn't look at a situation close enough before you just jumped in. If that's an old pattern, then that is something you should, you know, if it's an old pattern, you'll know, and you'll know that it's something that needs to go. Now let's clarify this Page of Wands. Why is he here in reverse? Stepping down, removing blocks. And no love. Whoever this page is, they've come in a it's like they're coming in without any defensiveness about them. They're going to try to be wide open. But the truth is, if it's something you're thinking about that with the souls, it should be related to love. There is no love here. So don't, for some reason with the heart here, it just made me feel like there was something that you don't need to get involved in. And you may be determining that now with being in the Hanged Man mode. Let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune here. Yes, yes. This is like telling me that you're on the right path. You've made plans before, I'm guessing, and somehow you got distracted perhaps. But now you're back on your path, and you're going to stay there. You're making the plans, you're going to take the move, and you're going to go. All right, let's get one more card for that, please. Yeah, you're not going to take any You're not going to let anything interrupt this. With the Queen of Swords, she's like, got your back. She says, no, don't worry, I got your back. There's nothing that's going to interfere here now. I'll protect you. That's great. Now let's clarify that Fool. What is he up to? He does look like a jester. Juggling. No, you're not going to try to juggle two things, are you? Isn't this funny how it kind of reflects? Going inside, going inside. But the Two of Pentacles talks about not being able to make a decision about something, which means you are a little bit foolish about this situation. If it is in regards to this romantic or connection here, it might just be a partnership of some sort. You're starting to feel like it's not going to work if you do both. So you are going to take the time to self-reflect and ask yourself questions and get answers, hopefully from your soul. Be careful. Sometimes the pull of something that's a distraction can be so strong that it clouds your judgment. And then the Three of Swords in reverse. See, I think you're healing, and maybe you're healing because this was something that looked promising until you found out otherwise. So you were aware. Yep, now you're going to get some really good news. This just means the Page of Wands in the upright just tells me that there's a path here, and you're gonna pick up where you left off before you got disrupted, and you're gonna continue your path. Because I'm telling you, these wands, it's got something to do with the soul. Even the Hermit has like a Ace of Wands, whatever that big thing is, he's got. So, and yeah, there's something about a home environment or some kind of money perhaps that you're going to have to take a loss. And it could have something to do with the path that you're on. Perhaps maybe you will have to let your home go if you own one. Or maybe you'll have to leave a home environment so that you can stay and continue your progress. Wow, it's really a beautiful reading. Beautiful. Let's clarify the Tower in the upright. Yeah, the Tower moment. Now this is telling you probably are going to have to take a move of some sort. You know, when the Tower comes, it's telling you that this is now the time. It's time to get moving. And the Nine of Wands tells me that someone's doing their inner work. They're trying to release all of the past hurts and battles that they've been through. And sometimes when you're on a spiritual path, you do literally need to do that in order to clear and make space and room for more important things that you're going to learn on your journey. It's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and do the 4-card layout. The 8 of Swords. Maybe you at one time were maybe you were in a situation with someone before and it was emotionally unfulfilling, and you have decided to walk away and even leave all the material things with it. That could be why you've got the 8 of Swords here. But you've set in stone with that Emperor there. It's like once you sign like a contract with him, it's set in stone. You can't change it. Yes, you can, and you'll get interrupted, but to you, when you see the Emperor, it makes you feel like this is very important. This is something I decided I want to do. I'm going to remain on this path, and if things come along, I'll just handle them as they come, which is what you've done. So you have been stuck in the past on a situation or a person. Now the Empress, this talks about somebody that's, and this could be you too, Taurus. You might be learning that unconditional love, being able to nurture those that you're around. It's almost like you have a halo over you. Look at how the sun is shining right behind your crown. It's very important. It's making you into more of a, and actually this is a Taurus card, because this is also a Venus card, which is you, Taurus. Just a very loving, nurturing, able to help others. And then there's the Chariot. This is more spiritual work, I feel. When you have the Chariot, you have that inner inside where there's the masculine and the feminine, there's the yin and the yang, there's the negative and the positive, the black and the white, and all of those different polarities, which is what keeps the universe running. Can't have all positive and you can't have all negative. It's got to be just the perfect balance, and it looks like that's what you're reaching, or going to be reaching. Gosh. Man. This is a very feminine energy here. And then the last card for the reading. Yes. It's going to make you feel so happy. And it's like I think this is kind of like a wish come true. This might be something you've been wanting to do, or maybe you had started it before and you got interrupted previously. And now you know. Now you know what to look for. Don't let distractions get you off your path, or project, or journey, or whatever it is for you, Taurus. That's beautiful. On the bottom of the deck we have the King of Cups in reverse. And that just talks about somebody that's very emotional, very vulnerable. They can get hurt easily in the reverse. So just be careful, because that's you. Ooh, Taurus. Interesting reading. All right, I will see you the following week, and then I hope this works for you. And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Namaste.